This video is proudly sponsored by Gamersgate. Download games anytime, anywhere. Visit Gamersgate.com.
Welcome to Elder Geeks Elder Speak. Today is Wednesday, August 1st, 2012. My name is Randy Asenchak, editor of ElderGeek.com. Today in the background you're actually going to be seeing gameplay footage from Orcs Must Die 2. By the way, anybody who's actually, following Elder Speaks every day to find out what my progress is on my work for the site, I'm almost done with Orcs Must Die 2. I don't do reviews on video games unless I actually fully complete them. So, sorry if it's going to be a little bit late, but I'm not a reviewer who only plays like the first 2 hours of the game and is like, good enough, I know everything about the game, and then they go ahead and put a review together. I literally play it from start to finish. So, just allow me a day or so more, and hopefully I'll be able to wrap this bad boy up. But today is actually a very interesting news day. Some pretty big topics actually kind of flying around in the video game world. I guess I'll go from smallest to largest. And none of these news items are small by any stretch of the imagination. I could take any one of these topics and actually make them an entire Elder Speak, but for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to go through them as quickly as I can. And then, I don't know, possibly tomorrow or the day after I'll kind of give my 2 cents on them, because a lot of these are, like I said, they are pretty big, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about them yet. Number 1, Star Wars The Old Republic, coming this fall, is actually going to be free to play. They're actually saying that it's going to be in November that Star Wars The Old Republic is going to be free to play, which I am sorry for everybody who actually paid $50 or $60 for Star Wars The Old Republic, because to have a game that you paid for go absolutely free within the year that you purchased it just seems like a huge insult. I would have hoped that for the sake of EA's sake and for the sake of BioWare's sake that they would have waited for at least the new year to be able to make that a free-to-play game, just to give everybody who paid for it that 1 year, that one whole solid year under their belt to say that, yes, you paid for a game, here's your $60 worth. But in November, I'm certain that a flood of people are going to be going to go play it because, I don't know, it was inevitable. Based on how badly the game was leaking money, Star Wars The Old Republic kind of needed to go free to play to stay alive. Beyond that, it'll be interesting to see how far along it'll actually stay alive after that. So try to keep you posted as that goes along. Item 2, and like I said, we're going in scale from small to large. Item 2, there is a rumor going around, according to the Ukrainian blogger Sergei Galyankin, or however you pronounce his last name. You'll see the article for it. Apparently, there's a rumor, according to him, that's saying that Bethesda has the rights to the Stalker series now. They don't have a right to actually expand the universe. They can't make a Stalker MMO or anything like that, but they can publish a Stalker game. So that's kind of interesting, hearing that Stalker 2 actually closed its doors earlier this year. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure how I like that marriage. I really enjoyed Stalker 1 and its sequels and expansions. I don't know how I feel about Bethesda taking over it, because I don't want it to turn into another Fallout game. I really enjoy the Fallout games by Bethesda, but I want the Bethesda Fallout games to be Bethesda Fallout games. I don't want Stalker to be a Bethesda Fallout game, even though they kind of have similar. They have a similar feel to them. The whole post-apocalyptic world kind of thing, where you're basically a scavenger. They have the same feel, but I don't want Stalker 2 to be Fallout 4 or whatever it might be. So that's my 2 cents on that, and like I said, that's very interesting. I would really like it if Bethesda just published it and they didn't actually have any hand in the development process. It would be nice if they actually funded it, or if they guided it along a little bit, but I don't want Bethesda to just go from start to finish to have their hands in it. So that's that. And actually, you know what, that is my 2 cents. I'm really scared about it, and I'm also at the same time very excited about it too. I would love to see another Stalker game. but I don't want it to turn into just another recycled game. So that's that. And in the final bit of news today, and this is actually a pretty big bit of news today, Steam updated their Steam subscriber agreement today. And the reason why that's actually kind of a big news item today is because, one, it's a mandatory subscriber agreement. There was no button to say I opt out of this subscriber agreement and I want to kind of continue along with my Steam experience as is. But this upgraded Steam subscriber agreement makes it mandatory that all users opt out of a class action lawsuit against Steam. Now, a lot of people might actually be thinking, who cares? I don't plan on actually suing Steam anytime soon or anything like that. But for a company like this to take away your legal rights to actually form as a group to represent yourselves against them in case they were to wrong you, that's a major deal. And people should be upset about this, or at least they should be questioning this. It's kind of sad because everybody really loves Steam. I love Steam. And people might say, well, Gamersgate's your sponsor. Yeah, Gamersgate's our sponsor, but that doesn't mean I dislike Steam. And, Gamersgate just sells games just like Steam does, and a lot of games that Gamersgate actually sells, they actually activate on Steam. So it's not like I hate Steam and love Gamersgate because one's my sponsor and one's not. It's just all a matter of where I get my games. But it's very interesting that they're taking away class action lawsuit rights to the users. Now, the reason why that's super kind of ultra mega bad is if, say, one day Steam decided to pull down a game, from their library that everybody paid for. Pretend like they just decided to remove Call of Duty 4, a pretty popular game. A lot of people actually still play it, but just imagine if Call of Duty 4 was removed from their servers. They gave no reason why. They're just like, yeah, we're done with it. We don't want to sell it anymore. We also don't want to host it anymore. Imagine if that actually happened. You would have no legal recourse against Steam in a class action lawsuit setting. That doesn't mean that you don't have any legal recourse at all. The Steam subscriber updated agreement actually says that you can go into arbitration with them. And for anybody out there who doesn't know what arbitration is actually settlement outside of court through a private company in hopes that you're actually not needing to make it a legal case, because legal cases actually bring about bad PR, they cost the government time and money, and of course the government court system is actually pretty backed up, so even if you were to bring a case against Steam, you might not see your case go into action for years. But arbitration is typically much faster and cheaper. And the really interesting part about it is Steam, or Valve I should say, is actually offering to pay for full arbitration. So if you did feel like you individually needed to bring case against Steam, they would pay for the entire arbitration process, and it would actually be through a third-party arbiter. That's very, very interesting news. This agreement to deny class action lawsuits is actually something that's been done recently by EA, and it's also something, I believe EA just did it. I'm going to strike that. I'm not 100% certain if it was done by EA, but it definitely was done by Sony in one of their PS3 updates. This is actually, I don't want to start calling Valve a big, evil, dirty corporation or anything like that, but it is kind of scary when a company takes away that right from you. Are you ever going to need it? Hopefully not. I mean, if Steam continues to provide quality service to everyone, most likely this won't become an issue, but you never know. And it would be nice if that was still in place. I don't know. A lot of questions kind of come to mind as to why now, and why didn't they have this kind of thing all the time? And I don't know. There's a lot of coincidences kind of going along with this as well, along with how Gabe Newell really disliked. He came forward saying how much he really disliked Windows 8, and how much Games for Windows Live is going to be a near mandatory service on Windows 8. So it is going to be a very interesting few years for PC gaming between now and the first 2 years or so after Windows 8 actually releases. So that's all I really want to say about it today. I don't really want to go into a whole bunch about it. Please do some reading up on this and educate yourself on it. I'm personally just kind of really mad that there was no way to opt out of it, or there was no way to, like I said, there was no way to opt out of it, or there was no third option involved. It was either agree or disagree, and if you disagree, you actually had to agree. It forces you to literally restart Steam. It says that the SSA agreement was done. So it will be an interesting few days. Oh, and one final thing. There's still actually the whole legality of whether or not a company can legally do that, if they can legally withhold class action lawsuits from being taken. So who knows? We'll see. I am not a lawyer. I am not well versed in law, and so please don't see me as an expert on this subject. I'm hoping to just kind of point everybody a little bit in the right direction so they can hopefully educate themselves a little bit further. But anyway, that's it from me today. Like I said, hopefully soon you're going to be seeing a video review for Orcs Must Die 2, and then of course my other video that I'm actually working on for the site, which is hopefully going to be done by this Friday. But I think I have a little bit too much for it to be completed by Friday. Anyway, thanks everybody for subscribing. Thanks everybody for your comments and questions. I truly appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to send them to info@elder-geek.com. You can follow eldergeek.com on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch TV, and a few other places as well with the extension eldergeek.com. And if you'd like to, you can follow me on Twitter @RandyEssentialk. I do, 1 or 2, tweets per day. I'm not like I'm not going to bombard your Twitter scape with junk. All right, everybody. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.